Hello, YouTube and X. Is your main man BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And we couldn't end the week without talking about Zebec and the impact on the decentralized finance. So there's a lot of things that happen. I was actually at a wedding earlier, so I missed the live stream from my main man. Who is this? Martin Lucas, but we're going to look at that in a minute as well. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and super chat to keep your main man BTM and the BTM News Network going. So let's turn it on the spotlight and see what we can see. So let's see, go over to the spotlight. And this is the BTM Crypto News Network on X. Make sure you sign up to stay current on crypto news and information for Zebec. So this is Martin Lucas, investor, and this is the Zebec and XRP special. There is a song here. I think we'll get to the song in a minute.
And
See what he
XRP
has to say.
investors, I have something very, very special and very exciting for you live tonight. Have you ever wanted to be in control of your own destiny? Have you ever wanted to be like a whale where you can control where a stock or an asset or crypto goes? Well, tonight you're going to get as close to that as is humanly possible. Over the last week, I haven't done many live streams on my YouTube show. I've been preparing something very, very special. I've been teaming up with influencers.
What's up, Halls Balls? What's going on, brother? Happy Friday. Zebec for sure, my friend. Settled down a bit, but it was up 32% earlier. Yeah, it was pumping. That's why I had to come in and make a quick live stream so we can get caught back up for the weekend. But let's get back to Martin Lucas, investor. And I think there is the song as well, but let's get back to his video.
And whales from around the world in 69 countries, in 14 languages, that are investing in Zebec, that are investing in XRP. And you may remember a few days ago when I announced the event, Zebec particularly dropped in price very, very quickly. People took their profits, and now, as you can see in the last few moments, it's rallying again. This is not a coincidence. Tonight, we're going to do something very, very special. In just half an hour from now, on my event channel, my music channel, I'm going to go live, first of all, for half an hour to explain to you exactly what's about to happen. And then we have 2 music videos that I've written specifically for this event, an XRP song and a Zebec song. For those who don't know, I'm the world piano man. I've had my own Vegas show and I performed all over the world. And I've written 2 original songs with very familiar melodies to Zebec and XRP. The whales have noticed, the people that run the projects have noticed, and everyone's going to be in live. We're going to bring crypto, and particularly 2 projects that I personally believe in, and my Lucasades too, Zebec and XRP, to the world, to a whole audience that have never even heard about crypto before. You might think that you know all about crypto because you and your friend down the pub use it and you talk to your mates on X. However, millions and billions of people don't. There's a much bigger world out there, and they are in the music and event world. They've never heard of XRP. They've never heard of Zebec. So tonight we're going to do something quite special. You have the opportunity to be able to join in a live premiere, the very first time that these songs will be heard and seen, proper full-on production pop video style for Zebec and XRP, two original songs with a familiar soundtrack. You'll be able to download your very own ringtone. The ringtone now is already there in our Discord premium service. I'll give you all the links for that tonight. We've got a storybook images to go along with it. We've got the lyrics you can sing along because people are going to want to share this on social media. There's a short, there's a long version video. Already, there's a full series of Zebec and XRP merchandise to accompany all of this. And the biggest whales and those in the projects are tuning in to watch this event. It's pinned at the top of my X account. So when I end this stream, you'll be able to find it. Come into that link, get ready. You don't want to miss it. You want to share this. You want to repost this. You want the world to hear about it, because if they do, I guarantee you XRP Zebec is going to blow up. I know that because I'm speaking to the people at the projects, and now there's something that can really reach the world in a whole unique way. Now, remember, I'm not paid or sponsored by anyone. In fact, I get asked every day to do projects like this, and it's always a no. You can't pay me to do this. I don't need the money. I'm doing it to help people, my Lucasades and my members. You can see in the last few seconds, look, we've got Zebec now up 18% today. You may have noticed it dropped 30% when I announced the event, and now it's rallying as we speak, up 18%. This is not a surprise. This is not by coincidence. This is happening for a very, very good reason. So you have the opportunity tonight, or you did, the moment I announced the event, when it all sold off and everyone took profit because they can buy it back. You have the opportunity to buy a very good price, a low on Zebec. You know that I'm not pumping it or dumping it. I don't own it. I only own the S&P 500. So you know what I'm doing is real, genuine. I've taken all week to record this. I've put all the time and the money and the investment to bring this to you. So it's cost me a lot of money and a lot of time, but that's okay. I want to do this for my members. My members have built my YouTube channel, and we are coming up to our 4th anniversary, and I wanted to do something special for all my members. So join me for an event you cannot, and you mustn't miss. If you do, well, you had your chance. This is a moment in history where we're going to bring Zebec and XRP to a world that have never even heard about crypto before, and you can be there. You can be part of it. So join me in just a few moments' time, in half an hour from now, on my music event channel for a live event joined by the biggest whales in the world for 2 music videos for your favorite crypto. That's it from me. I will now see you in half an hour for the live stream. Take care of yourselves and each other.
So shout out to Martine and the live stream. We'll get to that in a minute. I think one of these videos has the song. But before we do that, let's check the bubbles real quick. Wow, Spectre's up 15.8. Zebec is up 7.3. White's up 16.2. Virtual is up 13.3. Link is up 4.8. Cardano's up 4.5. Ingest is up 5.8. Caspa is up 5.2. Turbo is up 8.5. Litecoin is up 3.7. Ton's up 3.2. Peanut is up 5.3. CFX is up 13.6. AI Tech is up 9.4. Dodge is up 5%. Snake is up 11%. Quant's up 6. Ethereum Classic is up 3.8. Quant is up 6.6. AVAX is up 5.1. Sui is up 8.7. Brett is up 6.6. ALI is up 9%. I need to do an ALI video. H-bar is up 2.6. AIXBT is up 3.6. So let's see here. Currently, Zebec is, let's refresh this real quick. Give it a second to come back up while we're waiting. CoinMarketCap says up 7.7, 337.3 mil. Market cap up 7.7%. 24-hour trading volume is 68.9 mil, up 11.3%. Looks like it's starting to pump a little bit. Something's going on. So this is the holders, 72,422. Last 4 hours, we picked up 22 holders. Last 12 hours, 360 holders. For the day, we are up 467 holders. Last 3 days, 920. Last 7 days, 3,248. 14 days, 21,758. And for the month, we're up 25,688. I think we're going to get to 30,000 holders this month added. I guess we'll look at this real quick before we go further in Twitter. 5-minute chart is RSI is down to 38.4 is the base RSI moving average. RSI is 40.9. Looks like we're losing, actually building volume had a MACD cross on the 5-minute. On the 15 minutes, RSI is down to 43.9 and we're losing volume on the 15 minutes. MACD crossed a while back and we're hovering around the 0048 on the 45-minute chart. So green candles look like it pushed up a little bit, came back down. Looks like we hit that support again at the 0048. RSI is in the 60s for the based RSI moving average, actually pretty good. And RSI is 52. Had a MACD cross, been building volume, just crossed, and we lost the volume a little bit there on the 45 minutes. On the 1 hour, looks like we're building volume. Looks like there's a MAC cross coming up. And on the 4 hour, looks like we're building volume. Had a couple pretty big green candles today and pulled back down to the 004, which happens, right? There's going to be retracement. It can't be a straight green all the way up candle, right? It's got to come down for us to pick it up. It looks like we might be forming a double bottom here. So we might have some action coming up this weekend because, I know crypto doesn't sleep. So I guess this is the video. Let's check out Martin Lucas's song. I wish I would have saw it live, but we'll check it out here real quick.
When I wake up, well, you know I'm gonna be the one who owns Zebec with glee. And when I huddle, and you know I'm gonna be the one who's riding Dollar Tree. And when the charts drop, well, you know I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna stack tokens, even better night. And when it pumps, oh, you know I'm gonna smile, 'cause I bought now, I'm cruising all the while. Would you buy 500 points? No! Would buy 500 more to be the one who fills the bag that's headed straight to dollar shores. When I'm staking, well, you know I'm gonna be earning yield while builders build utility. And when it launches on a brand new chain or dApp, I'll be tweeting, told you so, my Zebec app. When I doubt it, I'll be there to drop the facts, point to ISO and stream Solana's tracks. And when the dollar candles start to burn, they'll be chasing pumps, but I'll just let it earn. 'Cause I would buy 500 coins and I would buy 500 more to be the one who fills the bag that's head straight to dollar shores. Zebec! Not a beam, not a woodsy dream. Let it flow, on the go. Mug in hands, I'm a Zebec man. When I'm trading,
Well, you know I'm gonna be charting candles, watching wealth by silently. And when the roadmap drops a major climate leak, you'll be grinning, saying Zebec's not the week. When the volume spikes, I know we're getting close. Liquidity unlocked, it's toast coast to coast. And when the crowd flips, chancing Zebec, we'll remind them we were there way back when. We will remind them we were there way back when. Buy 500 coins, no! Buy 500 more to be the one who fills the bag that's headed straight to dollars.
So shout out to Martin Lucas and the 500 coin Zebec song. That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a lot of action if people are making freaking Zebec songs. So this is from the bridge. This is the bridge acquisition. They're talking about it on their AMX. Here's what they have to say real quick.
Paybridge has been the perfect fit for the Zebec ecosystem. We took a risk on it. We're the first time a crypto company has bought a real world payroll company in the US. It's kind of been the first of many acquisitions. It's proven our product market fit. It's proven our thesis. And from there, we've gone on to acquire 2 additional businesses. We are now one of the largest payroll providers of charter schools in the US, which is such a great vertical because we're paying teachers, and teachers are then explaining these concepts to the next generation, to their students. So it's building the cycle, it's strengthening the ecosystem, and there's a lot more to come from here. Paybridge has been perfect.
So the A Bridge is actually pretty cool. I didn't even know that they were doing live streaming for teachers. It's a pretty cool. We have no association with the scam Zebec. We are here to support and unite Zebec and GBCN community. Unfortunately, the scam has tarnished the name and reputation, making the community face unnecessary confusion and distrust. We are not to be silenced or slowed down. We are the Zebec Army. Our mission remains crystal clear to push forward Zebec's innovation, empowering holders, and grow the Zebec community. So, what is this we're talking about here? Let me see. So, curious about this Zebec Army. I thought you joined. I thought it was some fake group that TikTok losers created, but it says joined in 2022. Okay, that's weird. This is warning Zebec scam lies. Zebec is lying about partnerships. Zebec claims to be partners with all these huge companies like JP Morgan and Visa. Zebec has issued a credit card uses MasterCard network, another that uses Visa network, and claims the partnerships come from just using the payment solution. They have no actual partnership, but support the blockchain that offers the stablecoin. On Circle's site, it announced they are not affiliated or partnered with any third party. You repost to check the timelines. I've shared multiple videos exposing Zebec. Let everyone know what total. What? Who is this clown? What is this guy talking about? It's not a partnership? Bro, please. Get back to the real video. I thought this was actually talking about something. This is another fudder trying to cause more confusion. Rocks. Who is this? Uh, let's see. What does he say?
Mean they're Visa's partner? Same thing with MasterCard. Does that mean they're MasterCard's partner? No wonder none of those companies actually announced a partnership with them. That really goes to show how much of a scammer this guy really is. He's talking about partnerships that don't even exist. Remember?
If they're using their network, aren't they partners? I'm not sure what this guy's talking about. I don't have time to waste on somebody that's clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. GBCN on Circle Alliance, just for those who don't know how to look. So this is Circle. XDC Foundation was founded 2021. Zebec decentralized infrastructure for real world value flows on the Circle site. So what is this anyway? So this is what a year this has been. Huge thanks to all our amazing clients, incredible partners, and the Zebec team for making the 2024 unforgettable. It was actually 2025. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but this is from January. So this is some information that's running. So keep it moving. Zebec is revolutionary finance. See what this guy.
No, and that's exactly what happened on Zebec.
Trump is not playing games.
Zebec Network June 4th update on these.
Everything you need to know about Zebec Network. Zebec just took a huge dip. Who purchased?
All right, so if you're one of those people that have been thinking about buying ZBCN, Zebec,
June is going to be your great. Yo, why is everyone on my timeline talking about ZBCN?
So you guys know I'm bullish long term on Zebec, but it's
Hey, crypto fam, it's your boy back with
A new Zebec Network is the biggest new.
Good morning. It is 33 ZBCN.
Yes, Zebec is.
Here's one thing you need to understand.
And just launched in Japan, but this
would Ripple want to partner with?
Let's talk about Zebec Network and
Zebec Network up over.
Zebec pulled
All right, guys, it's payday. You know what that means? Yes, pay your bills, but also it's time for you to invest. What's good, guys? It's Six Figure Crypto. This is not financial advice, but if you see in my past couple of videos about ZBCN, I'm telling you, now's the time to invest before the train leaves the station. Let me show you why real quick. So on Thursday, the Circle Company is now officially a public company listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Mind you, their mantra is we are not just building financial products, we are building the money layer of the internet, aka Web3. Opening IPO price was around $31. It jumped to $91 the first day. And if y'all remember my video a couple of days ago, Circle is one of the prime partners for ZBCN. So all this FUD, all this hoopla about, oh my God, ZBCN is not real. It's going to be scammed. It's going to be rug pull. Well, how do y'all look now? How do y'all feel right now? It would be different if ZBCN is a meme coin, but no, this is a utility token in the Solana network. You know how rare it is to find a utility token in Solana? When the majority of Solana products and projects are meme coins affiliated? And I just checked the charts right now, and the charts are looking amazing for a re-entry buy, because that's what I did. It's not financial advice, but if you want to see the charts, let me know. But again, ZBCN is not for play. Don't say I didn't warn y'all.
Dang, why nobody didn't say I was on mute? I've been talking the whole time. I wasn't even on, been muted. But he's right. Zebec is not for play. So let's go back up because I guess I talked through a lot of this and there was no sound. So this is Zebec, don't get tricked out of your bag. Can't stay. The community didn't tell you. So Zebec Army, know what you hold. And this is Midas Golds talking about the song at 500 coins. This is the most searched. Of course, Zebec is here at 9K searches, which is only 1,000 less than Dodge. Dodge is at 10,000. Ethereum is at 11,000. So Zebec is still majorly featured. This is Zebec is waking up across all fronts. 9.4% on KuCoin, 3.7 on Mexi, top 17 in volume. RSI confirms room to run. And this is the top holder only holds 21%, which is 99.5 mil won. Second one is 77.7 mil won, 40 million, 29 million, 11 million, and 7 million. So it's still pretty spread out there. So this is, I wonder who is involved in Uphold's new feature. They just emailed me about, couldn't be Zebec, could it? With a USD unique account, you can receive paychecks, wire transfers, and HCA transfers into your Uphold USD balance. Deposit any amount, no limits. Trading starts instantly once a deposit clears. This is next stop at 1 cent. Going out a bit of a limb here. Just watch this video, and this is Caspa. That was the song. So let's see what my main man, Grow Rich Happy, has to say.
There goes Simon and Elena. Elena, this the person you want to pay attention to, because if I jump over here to LinkedIn, here she go. And I'm not going to butcher her last name. I believe it is Russian, but Elena. So she's the strategic communities brand and marketing of Zebec. So I always tell you is who you know, guys. So also you can follow me over on LinkedIn as well. All of that information is down below. So if you come over here and you say, you come down and you look at her stuff here, and you say, okay, here she goes. She's been with Zebec Network for 2 years and 4 months, since 2023, guys, back when it was ZBC. So you look at this and you say, okay. But if you go down and you look in her experience, I told you, this is one thing I love about LinkedIn, success has receipts. So if you come down here, you say, oh, look at this. She was the SVP, head of marketing and communications at Proppy and Company, guys. Look at that. And look how that just came together. And that's small. That's small. But do you see how them hiring her actually helped bring in another partner, which is, I think, is a really great strategic move considering what Proppy has done, how long they've been around, guys. So this is how these brands connect. It's all about like her right there. That's your plus sign. So these are the things, and I've tried to bring you education because a lot of times, you know, you miss these things right here. Know what you hold, know their connections, their brand, and it continues to validate the asset that you're in. So this is a pretty big deal to me. So we're going to continue from there because it only gets better. And I want to share now, we want to jump over here because this is the latest thing that they were talking about. Now, those of you that listen to that X Spaces with Uphold and Zebec, you know, that's the thing that just, I believe that's the thing that just took us through the stratosphere. It was something that I never talked about that Dr. Martin talked about on that space, and it's more so for the benefit of crypto and how we're going to move forward on crypto. And this is why I really trust these guys on Uphold, and I trust him as the chief researcher over there. And why I believe you should too is because these guys don't invest in bull. They do the research, guys. So while there's a lot of FUD and stuff out there, you have to look at who's connected to these projects, who are invested in these projects, guys. So I'm going to play his right quick because something he said affects the entire crypto industry. And he talks about it in a way that's a little bit broader than the crypto history to show you why this is nothing new what's going on with crypto and why there's been malicious actors and bad actors even in stocks way back when. So check this out, guys.
Now, what I'm hoping to see is a constructive industry-friendly approach that deals with the problem of fraud, of hacking, doesn't favor a specific network, but embraces the multi-chain feature that I think most serious thinkers and academics have realized that multi-chain. If the SEC manages to embrace this without, and this is my big fear, without putting a straitjacket on crypto as it did with the Sarbanes-Oxley and all the other acts on equity. Right? Remember that we had the boiler operations. Most of people in crypto don't remember that. In the 1980s, the penny stocks, there was so much fraud and so much blatant greed and money making in the stock market. So this is not new to crypto. Crypto isn't the evil guy here. We had these fraudsters operating on telephones in boiler rooms in the 1980s in America, and we made laws and got rid of them. So what does that mean? What do I hope from the ECC? I hope they do not impose the same strict regulation immediately on crypto project than we have for equities. Because 95%, I'm just saying a random number, but it's a high number. I'm saying a random high number of projects will not survive the requirements we currently put on equities. Quarterly reports, important notifications to the stock exchange, yada, yada, yada. Most crypto projects are extremely dodgy and lack transparency. And the biggest thing that's missing from crypto is a full picture of obligations. We know how many tokens a project has. We do not know how many outstanding loans they have in the back or off chain.
Guys, I'm jump over here with this one before I get back to what I'm talking about. What he's basically saying is everything, there's nothing new under the sun. The Bible says that. But, you know, crypto has gotten a bad rep because they say it's always people out there trying to scam you. But what people don't really consider and think about, there's always been bad actors in any type of investment endeavor. And it goes back to penny stocks, how that came out. And I'm sure a lot of you guys seen The Wolf of Wall Street. So you know there are people out there that's going to take advantage of people who are less educated in certain fields. So you see that in crypto. But as you see that over time, the SEC and the government and people stepped in to kind of curve some of that so that these industries could move forward. That's what you see is happening with cryptocurrency right now with the Security Exchange Commission and everything they're trying to do. They're trying to clean a lot of this up. And what Dr. Martin is saying is a lot of projects are not going to be able to survive this. There's a
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've told you guys that. This will be the last bull run for a lot of projects. A lot of these meme coins, a lot of these shit coins, a lot of this garbage will be gone, right? The regulation's coming and the regulation's going to clean up crypto. And that's when things like Zebec is going to pump hard, right? Because as people see the retail investors coming in and they start investing, they're going to invest in smart projects. And I don't know what these guys talking. It's a scam. These guys are probably just haters, right? Probably just don't want Zebec to win, but they're too late, right? Zebec is going to keep pushing. So let me know what you guys think. Think we did see this video earlier about that song. And let's finish this out and go over to Money and Me.
A lot of meme tokens out there not going to be able to survive this because us as investors and as people who know how to research, and you can go over to GoRichGoHappy.com and get my research guide, you know, we can only see so much. We can go in and we can look at their white papers. We can look at how many tokens that they have. Is there any deflationary measures put in? But we can't see a lot of their bills. We can't see if they're over leveraged and things like that, which can hurt us when investing in a lot of these things, because it's what you don't see and what you don't know a lot of times that come back to haunt you. So what he's saying, I believe, is truly factual. And I think it's something that we need in cryptocurrency if we're going to thrive. So I love it, guys. Make sure you check that out. Follow me over on X as well, guys, as I'm going to jump over here, because another thing I want to show you, and this, I'm just going to jump in a little bit and show you this. So check this out. This is an article came out a few days ago, actually, and it's by Crypto Frenzy. And it says Zebec Network drops 12% amid strategic growth moves. Now, when I read something like that, I see, yes, it dropped, but we knew it was going to drop. Those of us in the Grow Rich, Grow Happy community, those of us who've been in crypto any amount of time, you know what goes up has to come down. So we look at that. We see this 12% drop and we say, oh, we know what's going on. But amid strategic growth moves, that screams to me, it doesn't matter. They're still working. They're still creating these relationships. You've seen the whole thing with Gate Knox. You've seen that. That is a major strategic move. Them and all of these partnerships that they got going on right now, strategic moves. So I look at this and I already checked it out, but it says here, what I'm talking about in this article, what they're talking about, they're still capitalizing on this whole Ripple, this buzz that Ripple and Zebec Network are going to partner, something that people say is not going to happen. However, they did mention it when they were on that whole Spaces with Dr. Martin. And you think Dr. Martin don't know? It says the backing from Uphold and the potential collaboration with Ripple has further solidified Zebec Network's standing in the crypto space. Uphold support provides Zebec with access to broader user base and enhanced liquidity, while potential partnership, here we go, and they said this multiple times throughout this article, with Ripple could bring advanced blockchain technology and financial solutions to the platform. These strategic alliances have positioned Zebec Network for long-term success and growth. Guys, that right there is the meat and potatoes of it. So I believe that Ripple partnership is just going to send things through the roof. Actually, I believe it's going to send things through the roof for Zebec and Ripple, because we know Ripple is stronger than a lot going on right now. They have a major army, but Zebec as well does. So you bring them together, and man. So we're gonna jump over here, and I want to check out this partnership. This is the one that was announced 18 hours ago. It says big news for Brazil and nation holders everywhere. Brazil's own Linked Nation has officially launched its custom crypto.
Yeah, I think we went over that a couple of days ago when they actually made the announcement. But he's right. Link Nation and the Zebec Black Card. My thing to the feathers is how are these not partnerships when clearly they're doing something with all these payment companies, right? Even if you just slap the logo, you can't slap the logo on anything if you're not working with them. They don't have to announce it on their site. If you're partnering with Visa and you're slapping a Visa logo, you can't just find the Visa logo and glue it to your card. You have to have some kind of agreement, right? So I don't know what the futhers are talking about. About it is not a real partnership, or it's a scam, or they're just holding. That doesn't make sense, bro. I don't. Maybe we need to get this guy on the show and see where he's getting the FUD from. But shout out to Grow Rich, Grow Happy.
Card in partnership with Zebec. Do you see what they're doing right here, guys? How they're bringing freedom to a lot of these countries out here. They said this card provides users the ability to spend stable coins like USDC. There we go again. USDC just hit the open market. New York Stock Exchange, guys, the NASDAQ, directly without relying on local currency. This is why crypto is so amazing, guys. It's designed to improve financial access, empower everyday spending, and bring Web3 utility to real world. This is just the beginning of what Nation is unlocking. So this, guys, they're still working. This is a part of that strategic deal that they got going on, where these partnerships and everything that they're building, guys, you're in early. We are in so early. The foundation is being laid. Be patient. I understand you guys. Don't think about everything, the ups and downs of it. If you believe in what you hold and you understand what you hold, you know that it's going to take time, but take your profits along the way. Don't get wrecked. So I think this is wonderful. Last thing I want to check out here, we're going to we're going to jump up here and check out this chart, guys. You guys apologize. I apologize for the last time video. People said my big head was in the way looking at the chart. Well, here we go, guys. So right now we're up 6%. Guys, you see these slight dips. Take advantage of these dips, guys. Take advantage. Again, this is not financial advice, but I've shown you more than enough to show you where things are going with this. And again, last thing I'm doing, come down here, check out, put this $100 in here and see what we can get for $100 today. 20,000 again. Keep DCAing, guys. Importance of DCAing is king. Look at this. Look at this market cap right here, guys. A little bit close.
Wait, did he say 20,000 for $100?
For 400 million. Just wait till we get to $1 billion. I told you guys at $1 billion, I believe it'd be 1 cent. So I wanted to wrap up with what's going on with that. And guys, let you know, look at projects like Proppy, real world utility with real estate, especially if you're trying to diversify with your cryptos. Somebody mentioned below they wanted me to talk a little bit more about diversification. So I wanted to fit that in here, the importance of not just sticking in one sector. You want to have a little bit of AI, have a little bit of finance. I've shown you the ICE.
So shout out to keep not unmuting. What's going on today? So shout out to Grow Rich, Grow Happy and his information. Now we're going over to see what Money and Me has to say.
to that, I had already gone on a bit of a defense mode because there was this bearish head and shoulders pattern on a lot of the coins in crypto, to be honest, right? So I kind of expected something like yesterday to happen. I did thought that Bitcoin was going to fall a little bit lower than it actually did. But regardless, ZBCN kind of surprised me with the way that it held up. And things are looking kind of interesting. And I want to talk about that in today's video. Also, I want to talk about how fudders are getting extremely desperate to prove that they are right about ZBCN, which they're not. So we have a lot to discuss in today's video. This is one that you definitely don't want to miss. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I can always be wrong, so make sure you guys do your own research. Before I get into the video, if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10 to use up to, unfortunately, in the market for the top 100 coins. Not a lot of action is going on. You see, what's this? Virtual Protocols is actually leading today in the top 100. It's up almost 6%. But other than that, yeah, not the greatest for these altcoins here. If we check out the Fear and Greed Index, right now we're sitting at 45 fear. So we're back into fear. It's just the way that it is. The last, since April, the beginning of April, like 6th or 7th, whenever Donald Trump came out and said, hey, he's putting a pause on the tariffs, 90-day pause on tariffs, market had been rallying and now we're pulling back. But honestly, if you've been in the space for over a year, hopefully you are numb by these red days, these drastic pullbacks in the market. You should be completely numb. And you should just be like, it's just another day in crypto. Eventually, things are going to recover. And that's where the life-changing returns is going to be made, as long as you're taking profits on the way up. Before I get into ZBCN, if we take a quick look here at Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin touched right at 100,000, slightly above it, but pretty much at 100,000. Now, I did think that Bitcoin was going to fall a little bit below it. I thought we were going to touch 99,000 to get people just completely shook and lose their mind, start selling like everything, right? But yeah, Bitcoin remained above $100,000. That's the psychological number. Obviously, if Bitcoin falls below 100K, people are going to lose their minds. But yeah, Bitcoin made a nice rally back towards the upside. So we'll see how things play out for Bitcoin. But if we get into some stuff with ZBCN, I want you guys to take a look at this right here. So this was posted on X a couple days ago, so June 4th. This person posted how they shorted ZBCN with an 18x leverage. Their entry price 0.0051. The current price when they posted this was 0.0048. So ZBCN barely moved towards the downside. And they're bragging about making a 118% return. Meanwhile, us earlier investors made much more than this. This was nothing to actually brag about. Matter of fact, if you take a look at ZBCN's price right now, it's currently sitting at 0.0049. So this short was, you could have made these type of returns on anything in crypto, especially when you think about how the markets have been going down for about a week now, right? But again, it just shows how desperate people are to talk bad and bring down a project because they're annoyed that they missed the boat, right? It's absolutely hilarious. And 18x leverage, the price of ZBCN barely budge. Of course, you're going to make 118% return on your investment. But the question is, how long had you been shorting ZBCN? Did you try shorting it on its way up? You kept getting destroyed, and you kept trying and trying again. And eventually you caught a measly 118% return after ZBCN barely came down. Absolutely hilarious. It's just, I don't get why people hate on projects. If you don't like a project, just ignore it. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But if we take a look here, we can see that ZBCN is up in the last 24 hours. It's up almost 13%. The current market cap is 395 million. The volume is up over 71.5%. So the volume is picking back up. You can see that the volume is over 80 million right now, and volume predicts price. If we come back over here, I'm going to actually pull up the charts in just a second and let you guys know what I'm seeing over there. But you can see that people still haven't lost hope. Look at this. ZBCN, I'm here from the beginning and never lost hope. I was always DCing and now sitting over millions ZBCN coins. We will be major in the future. You guys are not made for royalty. That's actually funny. Us holders, we are here. So people are still holding their ZBCM. They know what they hold, and that's what it's all about. As long as you've done your research, you know what you hold. Anytime you see a shakeout in the market, it doesn't even phase you. Matter of fact, look at this. Now it's back over 0.0050. So it's pretty obvious that people are 100% buying up the dips. Now let's get into the charts and let you guys see what I'm seeing here. Okay, so yesterday, this is the daily time frame. Yesterday, I thought there was a scenario where ZBCN could come down to 0.00330, 0.0032, somewhere around that area, but it's not. It did not come down that low. Matter of fact, let's switch this over to the 4-hour time frame for a second so you guys can see, have a better look at what I mean, okay? So I thought it was going to retest this area down here, right down in this area, but it did not. It held. Matter of fact, when you really take a look at this chart, you can see that now ZBCN is making a triple bottom. All right. So as of right now, this is a clear indication that there is strong support around 0.0038. There is strong support. This is clearly where buyers have been coming in. Now, yes, I do see this head and shoulders pattern that it is still in. It needs to break above 0.0055 for me to say that the rally is back on. But right now, it's actually looking pretty darn decent. Now, I'm not saying that we're completely out the woods, but what I am saying is things are looking kind of promising, at least better than they were looking a couple days ago. So back to the daily time frame. Yes, again, we can see that there is very strong support around this area, 0.00. As long as ZBCN remains about above 0.0040, 0.0038-ish area, I do think that we're going to eventually start making our way back up. Let's take a look at this indicator and see what we're seeing here. So it still shows that we're in this bullish momentum. It hasn't fired a buy zone yet. We'll see when the next buy zone gets fired. And if we switch back into the 4-hour time frame, let's see if anything was fired. Yeah, nothing, no buy zone was fired recently on this indicator. You can find this down below. It's called Trade Assist. Lets you know when's a good time to buy and sell crypto, and also let you know when there's a bullish and bearish momentum happening in any particular coin. But the chart is looking all right. Fudders, they can keep fudding. They're going to continue paying attention to ZBCN because they don't want to see the project succeed. And the funny thing is, as long as they're paying attention to it, it's just more attention for ZBCN. So they can continue to pose negative things about it, but it's just bringing more attention to the project. Even though we prefer good attention, any attention typically ends up becoming just good attention because people are going to be like, huh, what is this project? Then they start looking into it. Maybe they realize that it's a great project, they buy it, and we continue to rally up. But yeah, price action wise, ZBCN held up very nicely on the dip yesterday while Bitcoin was sitting somewhere around $100,000. Ethereum crashed down to, I don't remember if it was $2,300 or $2,400, and a lot of altcoins they got destroyed. But ZBCN held up, so things are looking interesting to me. Again, nothing is financial advice. Make sure you guys do your own research. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links down below, including my page.
So shout out to Money and Me and that video and the information. So let's see. I guess we'll end the night with, let's see. Who is this? C. Czar.
And hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 7th day of June today. Here we are at about half a cent with 3 hours. Sorry, 3 hours. No, that's not right. 23 hours and 7 minutes left in the day here. We just closed out the day, the 6th right there. Had a little bit of a bullish day. Not the way that I was expecting it to go at all, right? In yesterday's video, we were right here at the beginning of the day, looking like we were finding resistance. I did expect that the day would go to the downside. While we moved down a little bit, we actually maneuvered up here, and we are now finding resistance right at prior areas of resistance here and prior areas of resistance here as well. Making this look more and more, I feel like a slanted head and shoulders pattern every day, actually. It really does. If you look at it, this left shoulder
is about the same size as this right shoulder, you guys. It's I guess this one's a little bit bigger, but it depends on where did the shoulder start here? Did it include this? I don't know. You know, it probably didn't actually include this stuff because then the shoulder would be all the way down here. So like something over here, you know, that's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder. They're pretty equivalent in size. And if this is a head and shoulders pattern, I don't know if it is, but it very well could be. Let's look at something with some volume here. Bybit, yeah, volume profile is perfect for this to be a head and shoulders pattern. If this is the case, it's about to go down, y'all. It's about to, and literally, metaphorically and literally, things are about to happen, okay? I would anticipate, and we're going to try to draw this line as best fit as we possibly can, right? Some kind of slanted head and shoulders line there. I'm even cheating to the upside a little bit to make this drop a little bit more conservative. I would anticipate we do drop probably over the weekend. We begin to break out, and then going into the beginning of next week, I really think we'll be underway. Something like this, you guys, could take us all the way down. Measure move is all the way down here at 00238. Now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that this will happen. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm saying that it could happen. It's a possibility, right? I'm expecting that we find support probably closer to this area here, something in this zone to like this zone right here. Measure moves are not everything, right? They're not prophecies. They're not written in stone somewhere, found in a cave in a desert, right? It's not a prophecy that has to happen. It's not a guarantee. It's an idea, and you can fall short of that idea. You can exceed that idea. But at this point in time, you know, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, from the current price, I mean, we're already talking about a 40% to a 30% drop just from here. I don't think that we're going to drop another 50% from this price, right? I mean, overall, sure, overall we could drop 50%, but from here it seems a bit far-fetched. But we're going to leave that line on there, and we'll keep going from there, okay? I'm very much not impressed with this move up, by the way. I mean, look at the lack of volume. There's an entire lack of volume here, right? You're in the same area that you were over here. Look at the volume disparity. Here, you had volume, and you went higher. Here, you don't have volume. But what you do have is higher highs in the RSI while having lower highs in the price. It's hidden bearish divergence. It's a bad thing, actually. It's a very bad thing. You're right here at the 60 area, right here, an area that you were finding support on back here, but now you're finding resistance on potentially right here. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, you dipped into the overbought zone just to dip out of it. That's not a good look, man. Getting in and getting out is not a good look. Even this didn't do much for you, but at least there you lived in it for a second, right? You know, getting in, getting out like this. I mean, look, even here, from a high to a low, that promoted, even in the midst of your uptrend, that promoted a 10% drop over the course of 3 or 4 hours, right? It's not the most significant thing. You found support at the 60, and if you can find support at the 60, at least you will continue to move up. I'm not anticipating that we do, though. I'm anticipating we continue to go down, right? Notice how this move is a lot more robust. This move it kind of looks like it's ready to topple over. At least in my opinion, it does. Here we're breaking out to new all-time highs. Here we're finding resistance in prior areas of support and resistance. I have a very strong feeling that we are about to move down, you guys. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Head and shoulders pattern. It looks like one, man. The volume profile is appropriate for one, I suppose. Maybe not, actually, because now that I'm thinking about it, actually, the volume, if it was over here, you know, coming down, that's nice and all, but this is not included in the head and shoulders, because then that low would be. So most likely it'd be like from here to there. I guess the volume actually increased and then decreased, to be fair. So maybe the volume profile isn't perfect, and maybe with the fact that the volume profile itself is not perfect, it's near perfect, but it's not perfect. Maybe with that in itself, that kind of illuminates the idea that I was saying earlier, which is even if your measure move takes you all the way down to whatever the price was. Let me see, what was it? I deleted all this stuff. All the way down to 0024. You probably miss it. You probably don't fully achieve that move. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah. Not bullish on the 4 hour, not bullish on the 1 hour either, right? Getting higher highs but lower highs still. It's just not a good look. Daily time frame, bouncing off the 50. That's probably why you had a little bit of life in you yesterday. You might move up. You might move up today. You might move up tomorrow. It might be a boring weekend. But I do expect, you know, maybe late Sunday, if not Monday and Tuesday, I would expect that we do get this move underway, and we probably do see a sizable move down, both to end this week and to start next week. From a relative low here, your double bottom off your all-time lows that you had all the way up to your high, you've bounced off the 236. You're showing the right support here. It's nice to see. If this is the low, if you don't go below this low, what I would need to see to validate that would be a daily close above the golden ratio, not a price above the golden ratio. You can move up there over the next 2 days, right up to this area, and still move down, right? And to be completely fair, if you do that, actually, that would invalidate this head and shoulders pattern, which doesn't absolve you of going lower, but it does absolve you at least of this measure move down here, right? So if you take out these highs, the whole head and shoulders thing's out the window. So that measure move goes away entirely. But that doesn't mean that you're absolved of moving lower. You absolutely can still move lower until you close above 0.0575 2 days in a row. Till you close above that level twice, 2 days in a row. I'm not convinced that this is your low. Okay, it could be. It's very possible that it could be. Let's accept the facts here real quick. I know I'm talking about the down, and at this point in time, my expectation, I'm letting you guys know just as clear as I can, I'm expecting that we go down either to the 382 or somewhere in this area, right? Between 0034 and 0029, something in that zone there. That's what I'm expecting that we do. But invalidate that, start closing above, where is it? Was it all the way over here? Is it this fib? Man, I must have deleted it and not kept track of it. Hold on. Let's see, is that the low? Yeah. Oh no, come on. Close above the golden ratio. Oh, I didn't even need that fib actually. High to low here, which is at 0.0575. Yeah. Close above that level 2 days in a row. And then I'll start to talk about new all-time highs. Okay. Until then, I'm bearish. I don't think that you've seen enough. I think you're getting off light, right? If it seems like I'm just being bearish when there's causality to be bullish, that's not what's happening here, guys. From a high to a low, understand you dropped 43%. You dropped 43%, and that's intense. Don't get me wrong, especially if you bought the top, that's intense. But for most people, they're still sitting in the green, right? You got to cause pain. You got to cause capitulation before you're ready for your next move up, right? Like this move here, from a high to a low, right here. Actually, that wasn't even high. Here's the high. You dropped 43% as well. And maybe case in point here, this is a good argument for the fact that you find support here. But here's the difference, right? 43% of a drop here from that high to low. And what you had was a low to a high of a 3x move. You had a 3x, 3.2x move, and you got a 43% drop. Are we only going to get a 43% drop with a 10.2x move? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. To me, it makes more sense that we'd go lower. And if we are going to go lower, the only next logical area would be the 382, actually, which is 0029. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we went there. I wouldn't be surprised if ZBCN, what it does is it'll wick right down to that level. It'll wick right there. And then it will pull back and it'll close up. It'll close that same day right here at this level or higher. That's my expectation, right? So prices, time spent below the price of 0034, it's going to be very short-lived. Time spent at this level at the 382 is going to be very short-lived in itself. I don't think that we go any lower than that. I mean, it's possible that you could, but again, at that rate, I mean, we're already talking about a 60% drop, which is pretty damn standard, especially for some kind of drop for a pump like this. There are bullish case scenarios. After all, again, you still are finding support at the 236. You still are. And as long as you're above the 236 and you're holding this immaculate support like this, you don't have to go to the 382. You really don't have to. But you have to get above that golden ratio, that relative golden ratio at 0.0575 in order to validate that this is a low and that you are moving up higher. If we take this relative high here to this relative low there, bouncing off the golden ratio as well here. Let's look at this. Hold on real quick, right? Another reason, another cause for perhaps finding support here and then moving up. If it wasn't for this head and shoulders look, if it wasn't for the weakness that I'm seeing in the 4-hour time frame and the 1-hour time frame, right? What do you mean weakness? It's overbought, man. Yeah, you're overbought, and you're at lower highs here than you were at your last peaks in the RSI, right? Here, you weren't even overbought and you had higher prices. You're trying harder now and getting less results, right? You hear what I'm saying? It's not strong. Same thing here. You're trying harder. You're getting lower results. It's not strong. But if we continue to move up today, man, if you can continue and you get above 0.0575, that's your golden ratio from this high to low here. And it's also coincidentally this 1886, this purple line, this first purple line right here. You'll see it'll line up right there. Golden ratio, the 618 lines up right there perfectly. So getting above 0.0575 is instrumental in validating this as a low. Until then, I remain bearish, right? That's just what it is. The probability is to the downside. So I got nothing else for you guys. I very much do expect that after you see more of a movement down, you will begin to erupt to the upside. And it's going to be very, very nice whenever that happens. I think it's going to happen next week, if not the week after. After a 10x move consolidating like this, I don't think that, after 1 week that you're done and you're ready to move up. After a 10x move, I don't think so, man. After a 3x move, okay, sure, right? And you got more to go. Okay, fine. Breaking out to new all-time highs. That whole shebang. Okay, cool. But now you broke out to new all-time highs. You did your thing. You stopped at the 1886200. You think you're getting off a 10x in less than a month and a half, and you're getting off with a week of consolidation on the low end of what average is for a drop in crypto? I don't think so. I don't think so. At least another week, and in that week you can absolutely see some downside, and then the next week will start to move up. So I think this next week will be bearish. Then the following week after that, going into the middle of the month, and the end of the month, things will be bullish. ZBCN will start to recover. And if it's not quite like that, the only thing that I think is different is that we consolidate for a longer amount of time. But that doesn't, just because you consolidate for a longer amount of time doesn't mean you're moving down, right? Like here, if I said we're going to consolidate for a longer amount of time, you didn't really move down, right? You just moved sideways. You can do stuff like that, or you don't even have to move sideways. You don't have to move down. You can consolidate and move up. If I can find an example of that, I guess. I don't know. I mean, kind of like this, right? Where you're consolidating here in this area, and then you broke out and moved up higher, but you kind of consolidated to the upside, and then you consolidate to the downside. You know what? You could consolidate either direction. It's not just because I'm saying that I expect we will consolidate for another week, and if I'm wrong, I would think that that's only in the form of more consolidation, not less consolidation. That doesn't mean that you're going to be moving down for a week or more, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm not expecting things to get exciting, too exciting, at least, until probably the end of this month, if not at least the middle of this month, which we're almost there. But I mean, yesterday was kind of exciting, 14% up. If you take a low to a high, low to the high, I mean, that's a 30% move overall. That's not bad. That's exciting in itself. It's crazy, man. You look at the chart, this is the boring moves, and you've had a very tradable opportunity twice. If you bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. How would you know to buy there, though? How would you know? You'd have to be some kind of genius or some kind of guru. You'd have to have like a crystal ball or something, or maybe you just have to use the fibs. Maybe you just have to use the fibs, and you buy the 236 twice or just above the 236 twice, expecting support both times if you're bullish. I was expecting on the second time we'd go lower, to be completely fair. I thought we'd go all the way down here. And then there, I mean, if you sold at the 0.5 or above the 0.5, you would have nailed it. If you sold here, right at these prior areas of resistance, you would have nailed it, or the 382, you would have nailed it, right? You might not have gotten a 30% growth each time, but if you bought low and sold high both times, you probably have an overall compounded profit of over 30% just in the last few days. So ZBCN, as it is with any coin that moves up dramatically fast in a very short amount of time, it's very tradable after it kind of cools off, right? It's very, very tradable moments here. So I would expect that this continues to happen. Maybe the weekend is not going to be so tradable. It'll be a little bit boring, but I think next week things will start picking up again. And then going into the end of the month, that's when the real magic will start to happen. We'll start moving up to new all-time highs, if not by the end of this month, and certainly early in July and into July. But I mean, I would think that by the end of this month, you're going to be these highs are going to be a thing of the past by the end of this month, man, like genuinely. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. All right.
So shout out to Caesar gets crypto and the price predictions for Zebec. I think he is right. The pump is coming, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs. But thanks for joining. I don't want to hold you all night. I just had to get a Zebec video in real quick for the weekend. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. And as always, it's okay to be weird, right? Maybe you're okay. Everybody else is weird. And let's get back to the money. And as always, stay dangerous. Miner out.